is Eric Taylor, and I'm the Director of Athletics here at CHCA. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today for this celebration of excellence and opportunity. As a former coach and as an athletic director, and current athletic director, one of my just favorite, most proud moments in those roles. We're going to push balls. We'll give a couple students a couple minutes to come in as well. So if you've recorded the greatness so far, you can probably just hit stop and we'll get a nice fresh start on the recording. So.
Oh, got it. Oh, I don't know how to do that.
I think it's safe. So again, just thanking you for coming in to celebrate with these student athletes. Something that many of them have looked for and waited for this moment for many years. The countless hours that these student athletes have put in, the countless hours that you as parents have put in, maybe dragging them around to different tournaments or showcases or training or camps or whatever it may be. This culminating event for the opportunity to celebrate them is something that's near and dear to me as an athletic director, and I know means so much to the coaches that are in the room with us, and the teammates and parents and teachers and administrators, and everyone here. We're grateful for the opportunity to celebrate these fine young people. What we're going to do today is we will call the student athlete over to the table for anyone in the family that would like to join them. During that process, they've already signed their national letter of intent. So at that point, they'll come over and they will sign what we call our 360 commitment. And I'll read what that is in just a moment. So they'll come over, have a signing moment, have an opportunity for pictures. Then the athlete will return to their seat. We do ask that everyone stay for the entire program, which shouldn't be too long, and just as an opportunity to celebrate each and every one of them. Again, back to the parents, a sincere thank you. Thank you for entrusting your child into CHCA's care, into our care in CHCA athletics, into trusting our coaches to train your athlete, to believe in your athlete, to motivate, to develop, motivate, and empower your athlete. It's quite an investment, and we know that and understand that, and our coaches just thank you for giving us the opportunity to work with your child. Athletes, thank you for buying in. In a time in athletics when so many people want to talk about highlight reels, and so many people want to look at what's on Twitter, what's on Instagram, and it's about me, it's all about me. You know what? You've bought into more than that, and you've bought into the team. You've bought into CHCA. You've bought into a 360 Armor program and what the team means and how you fit on that team. And I hear Coach Shaw talk so much about no individual. It's team over me, and I know Coach Woods does the same thing, and everyone in here has bought into that, and that's what makes you special. It's interesting that people that chase all of the hype and fame and chase all of the notoriety and publicity aren't always the ones that are sitting up here, and the ones that do things right and buy into the team. Those are the ones that I love to celebrate. So thank you for that. This wasn't an easy year for any athlete. Certainly wasn't an easy year to be recruited as an athlete. From spring seasons being canceled to changes in the summer, and then suddenly college athletes are going to get one more year, and these athletes have had to try to navigate that. Less roster spots on certain teams because of college athletes returning for another year. You've endured a lot. You've overcome a lot of adversity. I believe that you're stronger because of that, and I'm excited to see what you're going to do in this next stage of your life. I'd like to thank the coaches for pouring into these young men and women here. And I'd like to thank the coaches for not only preparing them to play, but also preparing them for life. Modeling that 360 Armor program, developing spirit, mind, and body. We're so blessed to have phenomenal coaches here at CHCA. And these today we're representing volleyball and football, and there's no one better that I'd love having worked with our student athletes than Coach Schott and Coach Woods, and I know that they pour into spirit, mind, and body and everything that they do. So thank you, coaches. A special thank you to our teachers and administrators for supporting these athletes, challenging them, the academic rigor, the things that these student athletes have went through for the last 4 years academically, to position themselves to be sitting here in front of you. That's not easy, and our teachers, so many of them come alongside, and we're doing study sessions on Saturdays and Sundays, and the amount that our teachers will pour into young people when they desire that, need that, and want that. So thank you for all of you that are doing that and just taking an interest in these athletes. I know that they're prepared for the next phase in their academic career. Represented today, we have 4 athletes representing 2 sports. In the total class for 2021 athletes, we ended up with 8 athletes. We had a previous signing day on National Signing Day. We ended up with 8 total athletes signed to play collegiate athletics, representing 4 different sports. The sports that are represented today, just to give you an idea, only 3.9% of high school seniors that play volleyball will continue to play at the college level. 3.9. 4 out of 100 volleyball players will have the opportunity to play at the college level. Seniors playing college football, 7.3%. When you think about what they've accomplished just to get to this place here, and we know that they're so far from being finished, and this is just the beginning for them. So very proud of this fine group of young men and women. We're going to call each and every family to the signing table, and they will sign their 360 commitment. So let's start with Caitlin Grimes. She's going to be signing with the University of Central Florida to play volleyball. And Coach Schott loves to speak, so she's going to come down and share a few words about Caitlin.
Thanks, volleyball girls, for coming out and supporting your teammate. I just want to say that Caitlin has definitely transformed coming to this school. She committed before her sophomore year in high school to the University of Central Florida, and that's pretty early for a commitment. But I remember when she walked in, and she did no lifting, okay? No lifting, didn't go see Joe, didn't see Adam, and I think just about a month ago, she deadlifted, 294? 4 times. And if, all y'all football players know that's pretty good. I think that's a 322 max deadlift. She's not that big. So transformation number 1, okay? Transformation number 2, this was the first year that Caitlin went to see Joe, her senior year, because she knows how important recovery is in an athlete. So thank God for that, because she's going to the University of Central Florida, which as of last year, they're number 1 in enrollment, ahead of Texas A&M and ahead of Ohio State. So she's got a big school that she's going to be going to, and she's going to need some rest and recovery habits there. Next transformation I would like to talk about with Caitlin is just her spiritual life. She was super scared to come into school and pray out loud in front of everyone, and just her relationship and walk with Christ was a little lukewarm, and this was the first year she just really took a lead on that and led some devotionals. But in her 18 season, she chose the number 3 in high school there because of the Trinity. And it was really cool just to see her and putting that jersey on and what it meant to her. Now, I could talk about her list of accolades, because I have all of it right here. And they include multiple Player of the Year and multiple all-state honors. Caitlin was also a La Rosa's Player of the Week, which I don't think many people have accomplished at our school. But I know that wasn't the biggest thing for her. I think the biggest thing for Caitlin was just her mindset and transformation coming to this school. She came to this school to play volleyball. And then she realized it's a really good academic school. So I thought that was pretty cool. But coming to the school to play volleyball is a very unique experience because we're small. And along the way, because of her body, mind, and spirit, she managed to really reap some accolades from it. But I know that's not what's important to her. It's those girls sitting up in the bleachers, and it's being able to walk out of here just being a different person and being a better human being, and going to take the light of Christ to the University of Central Florida, where there's 72,000 people. And she gets to play volleyball and be on that platform instead of our Division III State Final Four platform, showing who she is and her love for Christ. So Caitlin, it has been such an honor being able to coach you. And I've had this kid since she's been 12 years old. So she kind of feels like one of my little ones. And thank God they have another child, because now I get to coach the next one. But it has been such a joy to see her come through our school and to see that transformation into loving the Lord even more before she goes off to college. Because that's just a hard step in a young athlete's life, to go into college without bringing Christ with you. And I'm so happy that Caitlin gets to go to that school and take him with her and be on a platform playing volleyball for him. Okay, thank you, Caitlin, for letting me coach you. And thanks again, volleyball girls, for coming down to support her.
Now, the 360 commitment that Caitlin will be signing, as well as the rest of the athletes, I'll read it one time. And that is, I will remember the values and principles that my parents have taught me, and will never forget the sacrifices they made to allow me the privilege to attend Cincinnati Hills Christian Academy. I will remember the lessons, skills, and values taught by my coaches and teachers. I will, to the best of my ability, apply them at the next level. I will encompass lifelong values of faith, leadership, and strength of character, continuing to walk with humility, grace, and preserving a culture of champions. With the platform that I have been given, I will work to develop, motivate, and empower others to impact the world for Christ. I will commit to finishing the job that I have started. I am a CHCA 360 athlete. Congratulations. Next up will be Kayla Mary, signing to play football at Wheaton College.
All right. As Coach Dodge said, thank you everybody for coming out to support these awesome young people. It's my privilege to get to talk about a few of them. This particular story is as cool of a story as you'll see. Caleb came out to kick for us this year. He's a soccer player all his life, came out to kick for us this year. He had not played football since 3rd grade. I asked him, hey, when you played in 3rd grade, did you kick? No, I didn't kick. So he had never kicked football in a competitive game until this year. It's one of those deals where he could have came out and tried something new to help us and to have fun and to be around a great group of guys, especially the guys in his class that he had been around for a long time. And, that would have been good enough. He would have done us a huge service by doing that. But it wasn't ever good enough for him. He became a perfectionist with his ability to kick the ball. And he would come out after soccer practice, before soccer practice, stay late. He would work with Coach Larvis over and over and over again. And what for us looked awesome, we said, hey, can you put the ball at the 10-yard line on the numbers? And he put it on the 10-yard line at the hash. And we're like, phenomenal. He was like, no, we're doing that over and over again until I get it right. He became just a perfectionist at his craft. And so after playing 1 year of competitive football, kicking the ball for us, he's going to, instead of going to play soccer, he's going to go kick the football some more in college. I think if you would have told him or his family a year ago, this is where they'd end up, what he'd end up doing, they would have had no idea what we were talking about. And off he goes. One of the most cool parts is that he is just now scratching the surface of what he can do. Again, he worked very hard at it, but he's only got a year of work under his belt. Over the next 4 years, the sky could certainly be the limit. It'll be very interesting to see where this goes, because 4 years of college strength program and then college coaching, the sky will certainly be the limit for him. It couldn't happen to a better kid, because as I said, he didn't just come out and try something new. He dove in full force with everything he had and wanted to perfect his craft. It's just the type of kid he is. So, Caleb, to you and your family, congratulations. We wish you the best of luck at the next level. This 360 commitment. We give Caleb another round of applause. And his family make their way to the table. Crosby will be signed to play football at the University of St. Francis in Fort Wayne, Indiana. As a Marion University graduate and someone that went back and coached there, I do my best to power my way through the St. Francis talk now, but big rivals here in the state of Indiana. And oddly enough, both of them have played for multiple national championships over the past 10 years. Crosby could not be ending up in a better situation where they have unreal facilities in place of the best football in the country. He's going to have an absolute blast doing it. And St. Francis couldn't be luckier to have gotten him. So Crosby is one of the most special players that I've had the privilege to coach. There's a lot of different words you throw off of football players, but for him, the type of playmaking ability that he has, you just truly say, well, that's special. And he's the type of kid that had to play offense, defense, and special teams for us. And when he'd come over to the sideline late in the fourth quarter, he'd be cramping and hurting because he is out there not only just playing all three phases, but really having to have the ball a lot in all three phases and be around the ball a lot in all three phases. And he'd come running over, and we just tell Joe, like, hey, you got to be ready with the gun, brother, because that kid can't come off the field. And Joe would be right there to gun him up on his calves, and out Crosby would go. And so in all three phases, it was one of those kids that when the ball hit his hands, I think everybody's eyes got a little bigger. Or on defense, when he was near the play, your eyes got a little bigger because you knew what was about to happen was probably going to be pretty special. He has that type of playmaking ability. He is also one of the most football smart kids that I've ever coached. He understands the game as well or better than any coaches do. I think depending on what path he chooses, I would say that the biggest compliment I can give him football-wise is I think he would make a tremendous football coach if he ever decided to dive into that at some point, either at the high school level, college level, whatever it may be. I think he'd be a phenomenal coach, far surpass anything that we could ever do because he is that smart. So Crosby, to you and your family, I can't wait to see you on. I know how to live stream the St. Francis games because they always play Marion, and so I know how that works. And I can't wait to tune in because it is one of those kids that just special things happen on the football field. So congratulations to you, your family. Wish you the best of luck at the next level. Crosby, one more. Next, we have Andrew Best and his family come to the table. Andrew will be signing to play college football at Ohio Northern University. I am extremely happy for all three of these players. But this one brings a different type of joy to my heart. I know to that of his friends and his family as well, because of what he has had to persevere through to be sitting at this table today. So obviously, Andrew, a very vital player for us, but sustained a pretty significant injury in just one of the more freak fashions that you'll see. And the physical pain was obvious when it happened, but to me, I kind of think of it in terms of what he then went through mentally and emotionally. Fresh off of a spring where spring sports had gotten canceled, and then a summer where there was so much uncertainty as to whether there would be fall seasons, and then kind of our football practices going on a COVID hiatus for a little bit over the summer, and then we come back and we are playing games, and to just in an instant kind of see that go away for a while. Mentally and emotionally, spiritually, you have to be pretty tough to persevere through that and continue to be positive. I know it was extremely hard on the inside for him, but on the outside you wouldn't know. He was just continuing to encourage his teammates, to coach younger guys who had maybe stepped in to a role to make up some of the spots that he had left. And so he became an extra coach for a while. Then to try and do everything he could to get back and to play through an immense amount of pain. The world needs more of the type of perseverance and character that Andrew brings to the table. We would be much better off as a community if we had more of what he has on the inside. And so I know this is one of those that bring you joy because he has so much more to give the game. And I know he's extremely excited to go and do that, to get fully healthy, and to start fresh, and to show what he can do over the next 4 years. So Andrew, just thank you for the example that you were in perseverance and character, and we wish you nothing but the best at the next level. Congratulations to you and your family.
Congratulations. So these 4 student athletes will be joining the previous 4 that we signed in February. They'll be joining Katie Gamsel, who's going to be playing volleyball at DePaul. Brady Hunt will be playing lacrosse at Ohio Wesleyan. Garrett Josworth will be playing football at Grand Valley State. And Alex Moffitt will be playing baseball at Miami University Hamilton. So what an outstanding class. As an athletic director, I'm so proud of everything that you have accomplished, and really can't wait to see what you're going to accomplish moving forward. At this time, Dr. Nicholas is going to join us and lead the student athletes in prayer.
I want to congratulate all 4 of you, and I also want to thank you because we know athletics do so many great things, and it builds strength and character and determination and teamwork and those kinds of things. But the other thing about athletics is that it can bring such joy to a community. And I know personally, watching you guys on Friday nights and talking about it brings so much joy. And Caitlin, the ride that you and your teammates have taken this community on over the past 2 years has just brought so much joy and celebration to this place. And so what you all do here, the effects you have, not just on the people around you, but this entire CHCA community, from little kids who are cheering you on when you guys walk through the campuses, to homecomings, you have made this place a more special place for not just us, but for the entire campus. So thank you. I just want to pray over you guys as it's kind of sending out as you're coming to that point where you will go to the next place, to the next level. So let me pray over you. God, we thank you this day for this great opportunity, for this time of celebration, for this time of remembrance, for this time of just lifting up examples of excellence. God, I thank you for each one of these student athletes. I thank you for the talents and the gifts that you've given them. I thank you for the way that they have stewarded those gifts and the way that they have grown and challenged themselves, the way they have persevered, the way they have overcome struggle and injury. God, I thank you for the way they've been examples in our community as students and as people of character and leaders in this place. God, I pray that as they go from here, that you bless them and that they remember who we are as CHCA, not just as an academic institution, not just a place that just also lifts up the whole person, but as a place that is Christ-centered. And so as they go out, let them be ambassadors of who they became here. Let them be ambassadors of the way they've learned to think and to lead. But most importantly, let them be ambassadors of the kingdom that you call us into. Let them be salt and light. Keep them free of injury. Let them be examples to their teammates and to the crowds and people who see them in their gifts. Let them always be willing and ready to point the way to you. So God, I pray that you just bless this day, this whole celebration, and we give it all to your honor and your glory. We pray in Christ's name. Amen. Thank you, everyone. And with that, we are complete. Thank you all for being here, and have a great afternoon.